where my wife and I come from, there is a tradition, or is more or less a requirement, of being saved called receiving the Holy Ghost, which is manifested by speaking in what they call tongues. So the Holy Ghost, which we understand to be Jesus, who is the truth, this monumental moment, the one of the most important moments in the life of a Christian, in the life of a human being, is to receive the truth of God. And this is manifested by speaking something that cannot be understood. So it goes to the whole confusion of it all, that the way we know someone has received the truth of God is by them speaking in some language that no one knows or understands what they are saying. That, from my own observation, is a disturbing thing to see. I've seen people do those things, and they are disturbing. They are very disturbing when I first saw them, and I never really got over that disturbance. I understand that the truth can be disturbing, but I would much rather disturb someone with a truth like Jesus Christ came in the flesh and died for me, or died for you, and see that disturb them, because it did disturb me for a long time, and my response for the most part was just to ignore it and not consider it or think about it too much, because I did not like it. It was uncomfortable to consider the truth of who my God is and what he has done for me. So that is something I think would be much more important to focus on, the actual truth, the understandable truth that a person can observe, look at, consider, and reject or embrace. And that is why the truth is something that is so hard for us, and it does show what he said is true, that he came to bring a sword. He came to bring division. His truth divides. It divides us from each other, and it causes division within ourselves, where we struggle with these things. The truth of whether or not we have a God, and did he really give himself for us? That is something we should all struggle with, and not whether or not we perform a charismatic act, which doesn't cause us to be disturbed by a truth that we struggle with to consider. Rather, it is something we are told to do that makes no sense. It makes literally no sense, and no one can explain it, and they themselves can't explain it. They simply say, you must do it. Whereas the truth himself is something that is very understandable. If you look into what he is, and who he is, and what he's done, you will understand it. But to look into tongues or any other charismatic thing, there's no understanding to be gained. There is only a command by man that you perform something that cannot be explained or understood, and believe it.